you reminded me of one of the pivotal actors in the conversion of my spouse and I to Catholicism. It was the popular, YouTube evangelist Bishop Robert Barron. And probably the pivotal thing that he said to me, or not to me, it spoke to me, certainly. It did talk to me, and and it was pivotal, was years ago when we lived in Nebraska and we were on that journey watching one of his Word on Fire videos, and he was criticizing the new atheists and criticizing a big part of the problem with their arguments against God, which was, as he said, to paraphrase, the problem with them is that God is this big fat guy with a big white beard residing on a cloud somewhere up in the sky. And then he steps back and he steps back to Thomas Aquinas, the medieval scholastic Catholic philosopher. And he then references Aquinas's writings or definition of God as not a thing in the universe, not a thing in the world, not a created being, but the very act of being itself. And I remember when I heard that, I'd never heard that in my life. And I heard those words, the very act of being itself. And it hit me like a sledgehammer between the eyes. That was years ago. That was now nearly 13 years ago this Easter. I've never stopped reflecting on those words. God is the very act of being itself. God is the only thing that is, both as a noun and a verb, outside of all creation. Not a thing in creation, not a created being. We don't have to revisit the first ecumenical council and the Arian concepts of the created Superman that he believed Christ was. God is outside of all things, is in all things, is outside of time and space. He is. And the only thing, and that I'll conclude the point that I'm trying to get to, is the only thing, the only true in the verb tense of the word true thing, that is not created, but that possesses the power of creation. The only thing, nothing else.